What was life growing up next to having a ton of siblings, and then why the move to a boarding school? What was the thought process like that right there?
Yeah, I mean, growing up with a ton of siblings, look, I want to have a lot of kids. You know, I want to have a big family when I am at the age of being a parent. That's one of the things I really want. And the reason is because I absolutely loved my childhood. You know, I loved the way of getting to go out in the backyard. I wanted to throw the football. I didn't have to go invite a friend over to throw the football. I've got 3 other brothers that I can go ask to come throw the football, you know. Playing basketball, we could play 2v2. It was tussling, wrestling. Like, you know, I'm the youngest, so it was always fun. We got twins. So I'm the youngest. We got twins, and then my brother, and then my sister at the time when I was younger. And it was just incredible. It's a ton of fun to have that environment, you know, surrounded by the boys. You're constantly with the boys.
And is your sister kind of in sports, or is she kind of feeling a little left out doing her own thing?
My
or what?
sister was kind of a girl's girl, but she is an athlete, which is like funny enough. You know, she ran college track or college cross country, and so she's an athlete, but was always kind of a girl's girl, and kind of like, you know, it was the boys, and she's the oldest. You know, like she's but it was always fun because she, you know, it was incredible, and it was good dynamic in the family to obviously have an older sister. And we were all very close.
And did you all go to boarding school together, or was it?
So my oldest brother, when I was younger, I'll go back to the time that I was in like first or second, or no, maybe it was like 5th grade. I can't remember what grade it was. I was in elementary school at the time. My oldest brother, who was a huge mama's boy growing up, randomly decides, I don't know where it came from, that he wanted to go to a boarding school. I guess to say I don't know where it came from, a little bit, I guess so we all played competitive tennis growing up. He was the best out of all the boys.
That's where the pickleball comes into play.
Yeah, he was a filthy tennis player, and he would go to these camps in summer or whatever, and, you know, he was getting like, I guess a boarding school reached out to him and was like, we want you to come play here. And he looked at some of the options, talked to some of the coaches, ended up wanting to go to this school called Woodbury Forest. And so he ended up going and playing tennis there and leaving. And it was like, holy cow. Like, I remember crying that day, like my brother, you know, because there's me, and then there's the twins, and then there's my older brother, Billy. And so he would always call me Padawan, you know, like he was the Jedi Master. I was his Padawan. Yeah. And so I called him, when I was growing up, I called him Bibi because I couldn't say Billy when I was really, really little. So his nickname was Bibi. And I would just, like, the twins would be gaining up on me. We'd be wrestling. And I would call. I'd be like, Bibi, like, Billy, please, help. They would be, like, bringing me down to the ground. I'd be, like, trying to take them. And then he would come in there and rescue me every single time. You know, we grew up.
He was the hero in real life, huh?
Yep, he was the hero. And we grew up. So when he left, it was really crazy for me. It was hard because we were so close. You know, in the first house I lived in, so I shared a room with my brother Billy, and then the twins shared a room. But Billy and I shared a room, and we always, when we were younger, listened to Pokemon, the song. Every single night, we had the little CD player, you know, plug in the CD. I think it was the only goddamn song we had on that CD player. We played every night before we go to bed. We were in bunk beds, and it'd be like, Pokemon, you gotta catch 'em all.